So I came to Pakistan first time in 1994 on the invitation of World Pheasant Association and its chairman Brigadier Mukhtar Ahmed. And I was first posted in Dodial Pheasantry for 1 year. I went back in 95 to complete my studies, and again invited back after my studies to come and work on a 3-year project serving tragapons and pheasants in Hazara. So first time I went to Kohistan, to Palace Kohistan, was in 96, which was winter of 96. It was a heavy winter, and we took about 3 days to get up into the tragapon habitat. So on a very cold evening we reached Barser, a village high up in the mountains with about 5 foot of snow. We were looking for a place to stay, a mosque or a school, and the people are very suspicious of outsiders, even though we had local porters. So on gunpoint we were asked to leave, claiming that we were spying on their village. And so we prepared to leave, and an old elderly gentleman came up with the name of Rawal, and he asked, "Why are you here?" And we said, "We're looking for tragapons." Says that, "My friend the tragapan." So he said that if you're only staying here for 1 night, you can stay in my house. So we accepted, and 10 of us all set up camp in his one room, and he served us food and honey and walnuts. And after dinner I opened the T.J. Roberts Birds of Pakistan on the pheasants page, and he pointed to the tragapan, that Mera dost Jageel, my friend the tragapan. So we asked him where to find it, and he said, "Not here, you have to go on the opposite valley." And he gave us the name of a friend of his who was a hunter. So early in the morning we went down the valley. We met this Malik Ruhuf, who was a very traditional hunter, had the traditional clothes, and the hat was the ears, which is used for hunting chakor. And he said, "Yeah, I can show it to you." So early morning, about 5 o'clock, we started our ascent up the mountain, and we traveled for about 2 or 3 hours until we reached a ridge, and all of a sudden a pair of tragapans flew, and me and my colleagues, my wildlife department colleagues and the porters were dancing and shouting, and like it was a Chandrat. And this poor guy was quite worried or quite perturbed at why these guys are making such a big fuss about a bird which is actually quite common in Palace. So that was my first experience with the tragapan of Palace Valley. After a couple of years I was asked by Brigadier Mukhtar, rather challenged by Brigadier Mukhtar, that you have to get this bird on film for everybody to see, for the international world to see what beauty there is in Pakistan. So I accepted the challenge, and to make it happen he sent along a very old PTV cameraman of the name of Raza Abbas, very experienced cameraman of Karachi and of Sindh, and hadn't got much experience of the mountains. So me and Raza Abbas, we trekked for 3 days just to get into the habitat. And Raza Abbas was a very heavy smoker, which is not a good thing in the mountains. But he made it through severe determination. He made it up into the mountains. Then we had to travel another day right up into the tragapan habitat. And we couldn't have any fire, we couldn't have any cooking, we couldn't have any cigarettes, otherwise tragapans would know we were there. So we built a hide, and we tried for 5 days, 5 or 6 days we tried. We put Raza Abbas different places, different hides, but this tragapan was very elusive. It was there, you could hear it in front of us, but you couldn't see it. And he was getting very frustrated. He couldn't smoke. I was getting very frustrated because I couldn't fulfill my promise to Brigadier Mukhtar. So on the last day we decided, let's just put him under a tree with his camera, see what happens. In the meantime I went up the mountain with a small handy cam, just in the off chance. So I was sitting and I was really quite worried how we'll go back with no tragapan on footage. So I made one promise to God, to Allah, that if you show Raza Abbas's tragapan, I'll accept Islam. I already had a lot of interest in Islam. So I waited there and nothing happened. The sun was up in the sky, so I went back to the point where we left Raza Abbas. He was gone. So I went back to our camp and he was there smoking a cigarette. And he asked what's going on. I said, I don't know, you tell me. And he said, I got it. I got the tragapan. And I just didn't believe him. And he showed me the footage. And he had actually been sitting and he could hear the tragapan moving in front. And he just kept quiet. And after 5-10 minutes he heard something behind him, and he looked behind and the tragapan was sitting literally right behind him on a tree. So he just had to turn the camera, he pressed record, and then the rest is history, as they say. We were the first, and perhaps in the last people to get tragapan, wild western tragapan on film. So that was, it was a fantastic time for us, for the team. Raza Abbas got a lot of international renown for getting it. It caused a lot of ripples around the scientific world, because it was the first time anybody had actually seen this. Probably not many people outside India and Pakistan have ever seen the bird. So it caused a lot of interest. It gave good name to Pakistan, and so that's my link and my love with the tragapan, and how I decided not only to come here but even to stay here.